In the life of every single trader, there is a stage whereby every single thing starts to click. And when I say start to click, it basically means where you start to realize that what your effort and every single thing you've put into learning Forex is finally paying off. And gladly, with my determination, even though I didn't have a mentor, I actually got to this stage. And this is a stage whereby every single thing changed for me. And in this video, I'm actually going to share with you the exact things that I actually saw in this stage that actually made me realize that what, well, the market is finally making sense now. So that you as a trader who doesn't have a mentor, when you get to this stage, you can actually recognize it as well and buckle up. Because if you don't understand this stage, well, you can still go back to zero again. That's why I'm actually making this trading series whereby I share with you how to become a professional trader without a single mentor. Now, talking about the struggle phase, now this is the most complicated phase for every single trader, because this is when you get started, whereby you know nothing about the market, and all you basically do is simply hop from one strategy to another, load your chart up with indicators, blow all bunch of accounts. And the truth is that what, whether you have a mentor or not, every trader is actually going to pass through this phase. The only advantage you might get when you have a mentor is simply you might not blow as much account as we do, we that got started without mentors actually did. But the best part of it all is that what, this stage was actually the stage that actually pushed me into the shift stage. And when I say the shift stage, which is the stage whereby I started realizing and coming to recognize the market itself. And now let's talk about the realization stage as a trader. Now, the day every single thing started making sense to me was when I stopped chasing after every single indicator out there, but I started reading the market reaction. And not just reading the market reaction, but I was able to understand the market behavior. And this was a stage whereby every single thing started changing one after the other. This is because I got to realize that the market isn't moving in random, but then the market actually moves based on liquidity, structure, and psychology. Because I got to realize and I could recognize some important levels in the market, such as what, support and resistance levels, market structure changes, which is a break of structures, and I could recognize liquidity traps, which is where a lot of traders actually get trapped out of the market. And I was realizing a lot of deep things in the market, and this was a phase where I would say the market started speaking the language I could recognize. Like, I started to understand the market language. Now, getting to understand this phase and realizing these important things in the market actually pushed me straight into the breakthrough phase. Now, let's talk about the breakthrough phase. How exactly does it feel to be in that phase as a trader? Now, before we get to the breakthrough phase and every single thing, I also want to let you guys know that what, this video is actually sponsored by Light Finance. Now, Light Finance is one of the most reliable forex trading platforms out there, with over 600 pairs for you to actually trade across forex, crypto, stock, commodities, and indices, and the rest. And they also have some of the best spread in the market, ranging from 0.0 for some markets, and also some of the fastest trade execution of 0.01 sec per trade, and at times it even gets faster than this. So basically, if you are looking for a reliable broker to trade with, I advise to trade with Light Finance. I also trade with them. The link will be down in this video description, so do well to check them out. Now, let's get back to the breakthrough phase. Now, talking about my breakthrough moment, now my particular breakthrough trade actually came during the New York session. Now, for those of you who will be asking me, why do I love trading the New York session? Why do I love trading the New York session? This is because that session actually gave me my breakthrough trade. Now, when I said my breakthrough trade was basically because after I had a setup, as usual, the usual support and resistance setup that I normally trade, during the London session was when I did the analytics, and then during New York session, then the market broke out of the level. Now, as usual, based on how I usually trade when I got started at first, whenever I see a breakout of a resistance level, I automatically assume that what, the market is going to continue buying. So what I usually do is simply I just panic because I don't want to miss out on the trading opportunity. So what I'll just do is simply I just jump in and then go trying to ride along with the market. But gladly, I didn't fall for the trap as usual, because during the realization phase, which is the phase where I took my time to actually study the market behavior, I came to realize that what, when the market breaks out like this, it's not advisable for me to enter, because the market still have a lot of liquidity to grab behind before it will actually continue moving, and so many other things that the market needs to do. So on that very day, unlike the old me who would have just jumped into the trade and then keep on riding it, one thing I basically did was simple. I decided to follow the strategy rules that I was personally trading. So after the breakout, I had to sit back, identify my supply, or it was a buy trade, so I had to sit back and then identify my demand level. Now, after marking out my demand level, then unlike the old me, even after having a demand level, I will still look for a close by level to try to sell to trade against my usual level. Well, this time around I didn't do that. I basically sat back, patiently waited till the trade came back to hit my entry point, and when I got in, every single thing changed. Like basically the trade moved so smoothly, and I could recognize that following my rule at this stage actually helped me in so many ways. Number one, I realized that I wasn't risking as much as I used to risk before when I was still getting started, because my stop loss position looks smaller, the amount I'm risking looks smaller, but then my profit target was really huge. And the funny part is that what the market actually followed this pattern and actually hit my take profit, even though I was in a bit of doubt, but still I had to repeat that same pattern again for some month period, and I came to realize that well, I finally got what I was looking for, which is being able to patiently wait and get my right trade. Now the truth is that that particular trade that actually pushed me into realizing that I'm in my breakthrough phase didn't change my bank account balance. My account balance did not change, nothing changed about me, but one single thing changed, which is how I see the forex market. That was the day every single thing changed. And after this particular phase was when every other thing followed, such as me growing a $100 account and then getting a funded account and all of that. But one thing I want to actually pay attention to in this phase was that I was able to hold myself back and follow my disciplinary rules of actually waiting to take trade at my actual trading levels and not just some random levels. Now getting to put my discipline first actually pushed me into the result phase. Now this is the phase whereby I started seeing result, and here was my first result. My first result was simple. I was able to fund $100, and I actually took this $100 within a month. I was actually able to turn $100 into $170. Yes, you heard me right. I actually took $100 to $170, and the best part is that I actually did it not just by myself, but I did it as a challenge where I was taking record of every single thing. And there was a time whereby I actually made a video about that phase of my life as a trader, where I shared my full trading from my trading dashboard and everything for everyone to actually see. Because within a month, which is a period of 30 days, I funded $100 and took this $100 from $100 to $170. That means that I was able to grow the account within a month up to 70% of my original funded amount. And the truth is that realistically, every profitable trader looks at for about 10 to 30% per month at max. 10 to 30%, but I was able to do 70%. Now the reason I was able to achieve this wasn't because I was an excellent trader. It was basically because I started realizing what I need to do and what I don't have to do to be able to stay among the profitable ones. Now before I sign out, if you are a trader who is still getting started and still in your struggling phase, I want you to remember that surely your breakthrough day is coming, surely, provided that you are determined and you are focused and you are taking the advice I've shared in the past 3 episodes so far. That means your breakthrough period will surely come. As I already said, provided that you are determined. It's going to cost you a lot, it's going to take you a lot of time, mostly if you are doing it alone, but at the end of the day, you actually see the result that you are lost in after. At the end of the day, we all traders, joke aside every single thing, the outcome is our main target, but then we have to enjoy the process to actually get to the outcome. So I advise you as a trader who is getting started and you can't afford a mentor. Even if you can afford a mentor, I will still tell you that just be patient, learn every single thing, follow every single system, and you are actually going to be profitable someday. I did not do it in 2 months, I did not do it in 3 months, neither did I did it in 1 year. It took me over 2 years to actually get to the stage I am now, and I can gladly say I picked the right career for myself, making money on my charts, and not even making money with my own money, but making money with other people's money, and just taking profit split is the best thing ever that has happened to me. So if you're also a trader, I want the advice to do is simply, after you start testing your strategy on a demo phase and you really want to get your hand on a real capital to trade with, our advice is to trade with a prop firm. And when you talk of prop firm, Blueberry Funded is my most trusted prop firm. The link will be there in this video description and also in the pinned comment as well. Trade with them and you're going to get the best experience ever. I trade with them. All my accounts are now with them. Every single trading account I'm buying now is actually with Blueberry Funded because they are 100% legitimate and highly transparent. So guys, with this said, I leave you here. See you in the next episode where we'll talk about other important things that you come across as a trader whilst trading alone. And I'll also make a full video documenting my whole trading strategy with a lot of evidence to actually help you as well. So see you in my next video. Bye.